Who are these men?
They are strangers.
Who are you? And what do you want?
Here is the pot.
The antique is a fusion or combination of the good, bad, and ugly experiences I've been through. It's a mirror, or it mirrors some of the vital moments in my life. I wrote the script for about 14 months, and that's because I kept going back to it, making adjustments. At the point I met with DJ T.
He brought the script, and I quickly read it while he was with me, sharply, because I know I go for synopsis first, and I go to the maybe first 2 pages, maybe the middle page and the last page. I know what I'm looking for, and I'm like, I like it.
We said, okay, fine. Let's look at the terrain, what is possible, but not just what is possible, but what is still going to be, mind-blowing, vis-a-vis what is possible.
And between then and now, we have like 10 more drafts because we kept going back to the script, making adjustments. We just wanted it to be the best.
When he came up with the idea of the script, just sharing the script without even reading the script, I was blown away.
Day one. We're not joking. Well, we're at Kajola. It's your boy, world famous DJ T, world famous Dara saying. What we want to do is epic film, epic story, epic walk,
Epic challenge.
Anyway, this dude, you need to ask him why he wrote such a story. Ask him.
Well, just want to do something different. Tell a story of our culture, tell a story of Nigeria, tell a story of where we're coming from, maintain integrity. So basically we're trying to preserve our culture, our heritage. So that's what this story is about.
So we can film.
My name is Gregory Ojefwa and I'm playing Blacksmith.
My name is Sean Kentabe and I'm playing Apprentice to the Blacksmith played by Greg.
On set for Antiques, the one on the show, and I'm sure it's going to be fun. Watch out.
Camera on wide and medium shot.
Action. Action.
6 take 1. Big camera alone on mini jeep.
You need to ask him why he wrote such a story. Ask him.
Okay, scene first, day 27, take 2. AMB camera on wide track and medium shot.
Action!
I don't want you to get into trouble.
I really don't care about that.
Yeah, the character is an upright character, a peasant within the community who has got a whole lot going on for him. You know, his own love choice, his name Uki, the lead character of the movie.
At least, let me tell him I'm leaving the village. She's madly in love with Uyi, who happens to be a commoner like herself. But then there's chaos in the royal family, and the Oba's son, you know, is sick and at the point of death. She's sent to retrieve the antique which was stolen many years ago and to break the curse on the land.
The pot! Get him all the pots you can find!
I played the role of a king. Abba Kugbe was the second generation king.
I played the character of Ewe, one of Godo Kingdom. This is a king whose peaceful life was interrupted by the arrival of some strangers.
Where is the pot?
As a king, you know, there are a whole lot of responsibilities that are on your head.
Sato, how can you give a poison dart and a blue gun to her?
I played the role of Asaze. Osaze was one of the 3 warriors that accompanied Uki to retrieve the antique, you know, from the Forbidden Forest.
No! Not this time.
I was more like the eyes.
What do you see?
I see the spirits, I see things, I get to observe and look ahead, whether there's danger, whether the road is clear for us to move and all that.
Okay, since 20 beats, let 154 take 1. Quiet and action.
I played the role of the witch doctor in the movie Antique.
It is not a request. It is an order.
And the witch doctor is, according to the tradition, is the god's mouthpiece. And they believe whatever he says, whatever the witch doctor says, they believe is what the gods have sent him to say.
I can bet my life on it that Uki will make it back.
Isoke is, she's conniving, she's scheming, and Isoke pretty much goes for what she wants.
Oh my goodness. Why didn't you knock?
She doesn't take no for an answer. You know, if she wants it, she will go and get it.
To be perfectly honest, I think this is the first time we're talking, ever.
I love the character. She's a very strong woman. She's every bit of that part of me that people don't get to see. Yes, I'm strong at heart like that. Yes, she's a very loyal friend. She always has her friends back every day, every time. She's always protecting the interests of her friend.
Count yourself lucky. Being the good man that I am, I played the role of Iyase, Chief 5, who was the chief disciplinarian in the community. His role basically was to keep the peace and to keep the order. In addition to that, there were 5 other chiefs, ranging from the Prime Minister, the chiefs in charge of culture, those in charge of the welfare and all of that. And basically our responsibility was to help the Oba in, first of all, basically in running the community.
This is a dynamic way of telling what would otherwise have been a common story. I mean, it's part of our culture, the story of you know, the travails of people, whether warriors or just ordinary people in the forest in search of, you know, some treasure. Like they say, epic film, epic challenge, epic props, epic set and design, epic crew, epic cast. So you can see that work is ongoing. A lot has gone into the making of this movie, and I bet you it's going to be the best.
Poor little thing. Having a nightmare?
Don't worry about me. Just go and tell them.
My high point is the dungeon scene.
That I'm being jailed unjustly.
Well,
We all had to pretend as if I've been there for, you know, for quite some time, and, you know, bring in the whole emotion to make people feel like, oh, we've been there.
Yeah, I think the high point was where we eventually saw the girl bringing the antique. You know, after we thought she wasn't really going to make it, and the boy was almost like giving up the ghost. And eventually when the king came out, he found the girl.
I would say is when the girl brought back the antique to save my brother's life in the film.
When my character retrieved the antique, it was a moment of joy, you know. I was really happy and all that, despite the fact that, you know, I lost you know, the warriors who, you know, accompanied me to the forest.
Well, I wouldn't say I have like one high point. Every scene had its high point. Every scene had its challenge.
Action, you just go. Bam, so you do your proper landing on profile. Then we do another, that one you're looking down. Oh yeah, you're just there already. Yeah, you're just there. So this is more or less like the coming down.
The opening sequence. The opening sequence, you know, I sleep and sometimes I'll just wake up like around 12 and I'll just send a text to him. Dude, they're going to actually jump green screen. And he'll be like, yes, I'm also thinking about it. We have to do it.
And at your own time. Guys, own time.
I think my high point was when I was bidding my best friend farewell. When I was either saying goodbye forever,
Fight for our people.
or I was saying goodbye to the child in her.
Go and bring the antique home.
Of course, when we got trapped in the nets, when I played, also the scene where with the mermaids, you know, that was a good scene.
The point where he was meant to choose who the gods have chosen to get the antique pot.
The lot has not fallen on the warriors this time. The gods have chosen a girl.
It was when he had to confront the betrayal.
We have heard the truth of what really happened with Ushi.
Or rather, the deception of Isoken, which was a very strong part of the movie.
The one I love so much was the point where I had to sacrifice myself.
Go on. I will distract them. Stop at nothing! And let nothing stop you!
I think we had natural challenges with things like sandflies. It's been a while I had that kind of attack, and there was this scorching sun within the period when we were shooting this movie. So it was really hot.
First thing first, sunfly. I don't like those stuff.
But where now? Challenges I faced were actually the physical challenges, you know, because I had to go through the forest, you know, I had to lie down on the floor, sandflies and all that. I sustained lots of injuries. It wasn't funny at all, you know.
Well, in terms of the role I played, well, it's challenging to me because it's the kind of role I've been looking forward to play for a long, long time.
The gods have chosen Ukinebo.
People tend to want to cast me most of the time to play bad criminal roles, you know, carry guns, jump here and there in movies and all that, you know.
We had to walk barefoot, and there was actually a scene where I had to go into the bush barefoot. I remember I actually stopped at some point and DJT said, Kiki, why did you stop now? I was supposed to be following you. I said, I'm scared now, that there are all kinds of things in the bush. I'm scared because I'm barefoot, something might cut me or something.
Whoever knows me knows that I love challenges. So when I see a challenge coming and I'm like, yes, it's just like seeing somebody who is holding a rifle and you're like, dude, are you not supposed to run? No, I got bulletproof.
Uki's back, Papa! Uki's back! I love challenges. I think challenges bring out the best in every actor.
It's okay, start leaving now!
I loved every bit of the character, and for everything the character made me do, I didn't see it as challenges. I saw it as stepping stones.
I couldn't really separate me from the character. In fact, I couldn't separate me from. I was depressed. I was literally weeping. It was very depressing because I had to use some acting techniques, memory recall, and some of the memories that I recalled to get into that character was too graphic for the characters.
Action! What do you see? Sacrifice the fowl.
Well, I had to really look back because it's an epic and it was set in a time that, of course, I wasn't existing.
I am Usaze. This is The Antique. Watch it.
Every single movement, every single gesture, every single word that I spoke, I had to find myself, try to place myself in a time that I wasn't a part of.
The sunfly was so much. Kept biting people. I think you see people's skin, like bombs. It's like when you're going on a rough road, when you're driving, gallops.
The sunflies were gangster like that. I mean, you should have seen some of the bodies of some of the crew members and everything was gone. That was one challenging part of filming. But then the show must go on.
I love challenges, but there's a challenge that I don't like. Seeing a snake.
All of a sudden, two snakes just swam playfully towards DJT, and you won't believe it. You know, this ex-military commando just jumped and ran away like a little child, you know. And everybody was like, DJT, we thought you were supposed to be, you know, military, marine, whatever. DJT said no.
I was like 100 meters away from there, and they kept calling me DJT, but it is you now, DJT, military man. I said, thank you. Who told you being an ex-military man means snakes will not bite you, water snakes? And they called the villagers to come and assist, and they were like, it won't bite you. I said, it will. Snake is snake.
I was blessed to work with the people I worked with because a couple of them were multitasking.
The editor of this film is also one of the people that had to take on double up, you know, roles. Because, I mean, he has the responsibility of sitting down, going through all the hours of footage that we've shot and putting them together to tell a story and also to tell a wonderful story. Beyond that, he's also the director of the behind the scenes of the EPK, you know, and that is also another responsibility that is no small responsibility.
Take one, 89, take one.
Seun, the continuity. He also played a double for a couple of characters, and the scene where we wanted to, the mermaid scene, where he played the double for the fishtail, just to give us the flap from the water.
Shimolaya played one of the spirits in the jungle, you know, and that was fantastic. That was really fantastic. And he was doing that while he was still, you know, doing his continuity jobs.
Hey, camera on the fish!
Seun, basically, for those who don't know, a continuity person is one of the few people on location that works 24/7.
Scene 35, A and B camera on medium shot.
He's always on set. He's first to get there and last to leave because he has to be there to document every shot. So he cannot be absent. I mean, imagine that kind of responsibility and then him taking on further responsibilities on top of that.
Don't kill me!
People management framework is something I have worked on for a while, you know. So managing cast and crew, yeah, it was challenging, but experience helped. Experience, not just my experience, but DJT's experience. Oliver was there, the PM, Sadiq Adebayo, you know. So I work with people who have been in the industry, and so managing people is something they do. So yeah, in the end of the day, we're able to, everything was under control. I mean, considering the level of challenge we had, and we're still able to meet up with the schedule.
I told them when I came that this is the first location that I've been to that you have a schedule and you say, we're going to shoot from now to now, from this day to this day, then you'll be on set on this day. And they actually stuck to it.
The Antique is a effective kind of movie, in the sense that, you know, we've got a lot of makeup.
This makeup is very, very challenging. As in, very, very. How to go on net, go and watch on YouTube. So, for me to get this exactly what they want.
Luckily for us, Darasin happens to be an artist.
Yeah, I also said, okay, I'm going to be able to work with these guys. We had a good makeup artist, so I just said, okay, let me have fun, let me work with them to better interpret the characters that, you know, I saw in my mind when I was writing the script. You know, so I was part of that as well.
We have very efficient makeup artists. I'm just here for a friendly participation.
The movie is set in the 19th century. We're not born then, so we did a lot of research. A lot of work went into it to get it right.
15/94, take 3. Air camera alone on mini jeep. Action!
You'll be all right. Everything will be all right.
Darasin is my first time of working with him as a director, but as a scriptwriter, I think he's really good, and he tries to like understand the psyche of the artist, and then he listens to you.
And DJ T was amazing. I mean, there was this, I wasn't on that set, but it took like almost 1 hour to set lights. I don't see that on other sets. Sometimes even they're taking it, they'll just be like, let's just do it. But it took one, and the scene was finally like 5 minutes, so it was professional working with them.
Darasin, wonderful writer, great visionary. DJ T, of course, we've known him doing music videos and the like, and also the turntable thingy. And you know, to see him actually be behind the camera to shoot a motion picture is, they know their onions as far as I'm concerned.
So that when he's coming, he has the broom.
Having these two, you know, personality around, I mean DJ T and Darasin were able to see through what we were supposed to do.
Want to shoot the plate, cut.
We're made to understand that we need to be team players. You can't come and play solo. It won't do you any good when you play your character in isolation. So we should always tap energies from each other. So it was kind of challenging because this is epic.
DJ T is a very nice person. He's super creative.
You're a bit scared. But at the same time, you know, you're this tough girl, you know, but you're a bit scared because these people are not ordinary people.
He's very, very talented. He knows what he wants and he goes for it. He doesn't try to bend rules. He would tell you exactly what he wants. He's one person that, you know, he's good. That's the word, he's good.
We've got a style for filmmaking. It's totally different. Yeah, the Americans go with a lot of effects and all that, but we just do this little thing and it just becomes
the wow factor, you know.
I had good cordial relationship with Darasin Richards and DJ T, you know. DJ T is a different person entirely when he's on set, you know, and when he's off set. You know, he's friendly too when he's offset, you know, on set, you know, doesn't look at anyone's face.
Just for I know.
Darasin Richards both on set and offset, he's friendly. So I had good relationship with them and I enjoyed working with them. I don't mind working with them again and again and again.
Darasin and DJ T was a good experience. First time working with both of them for me. Darasin, like I said, he wrote the script. Serious, like really deep understanding of what he wants you to play.
I know the team. I've worked with them for years.
I had a lot of fun working with them on sets. DJ T, he gives you direction, but he also allows you as an actor, he gives you leeway to do, you know, what you're comfortable doing. He gives you the room to express your character the way you think, you know, the character should be expressed. And Darasin Richards is another person that will basically give you the opportunity to do what you want to do. I remember when I got on the set, I was asking him, I said, what's her backstory? Why does she behave the way she behaves? You know, why does she do those things that she does? And Darasin said, you know what? You know everything that the character gets to do in the film? Okay, I'm giving you the creative right now to create a backstory for Isoke. So as an actor, that's fun. It's nice that you're not restricted, that they actually give you room to express yourself.
The actors that we got for the Antique, 60% of them, 70% of them actually, I've actually worked with them before, 1 or 2 projects. And I got to meet new ones during auditions. I'm like, oh, you know, like the Witch Doctor, he knows me. But I've actually seen him on TV, and I've seen a couple of his jobs on TV, but I've not actually met him.
The set of the Antique are people who already know each other from other productions, you know, other productions and all that. So us coming together for the Antique, you know, it's like a reunion.
I had a wonderful relationship with everybody. I mean, I have an open heart. I shouldn't put anybody in mind.
It was a camp, so to speak. Off set, we had this relationship. I don't know about everybody else. I think you should be asking the crew and the other actors what it was like working with me. But off set, you know, I was free with everybody. We had time, we played.
They say I had a cordial relationship with my fellow actors. But it's so painful I didn't get to meet Olu Jacobs, but we had just one scene, so we didn't get to, you know, talk, we didn't have any conversation. But the rest of them, my father, I had a good relationship with him, wonderful actor. Then Ricardo too, yeah, I had a good relationship with him. How can I forget the guy who acted as my boyfriend in the movie, Gabriel? We always, you know, we spoke at length and stuff like that. Very nice person, a good actor, always like encouraging me, you know.
My relationship with members of cast, Gabriel, Wumi, it was very cordial. I was like, you know, second family.
There were quite a lot of people on set, you know, because, you know, this kind of film, it required a lot of hands, you know, so there were quite a number of crew present, and I had a good rapport with everybody. I made a lot of friends on that set.
Well, like I said, it was fun. Almost everybody were my friends. The director, DJ T, the writer, producer, and also the second director, Darasin. I actually just met him, but we just really bonded so well because he's a really nice person.
Crew, the actors, the director, the producer, the welfare officers, everybody on the set was wonderful, and I had fun, you know, working with Darasin Production and DJ T.
Many years ago, the people of Godo enjoyed the protection of their gods. But everything is about to change.
Here is the pot.
The pot must be put back in its place.
Forging a replica will only make the gods angry.
There has never been a record of anyone that goes to Irava and returns alive. You know that.
Good morning, chosen one.
Papa, let them take me away.
I am Kinebo, a normal religion, the one chosen by the gods to pursue, overtake, and recover the sacred bronze antique, that the Yoruba son may be spared, and the kingdom of Godo redeemed.
What if they don't make it?